Today we're going to talk about place value. Our learning objective for today is I can tell the place value of a number up to the billions column. And when we talk about place value, so first let's look at our numbering system. We are on a base 10 numbering system. And that's because when people first started counting, they were using their fingers, and we humans have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 fingers. That's why we are on a base 10. If we would have been, let's say, chickens, we would have been probably then on a base 6, 7, base 8. The fact that we're on base 10 means that when we go from one place value to another, we are going to move up in multiples of 10. We start in our ones, and if I multiply that by 10, I move to my next place value column, which is my tens. If I multiply that by 10, I move up. If I multiply 100 by 10, I move to 1,000. 1,000 times 10 is 10,000, and so forth. We can see that here in our place value columns. We start with the ones. We have 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Once that column gets full, we then move to the tens column. The next column is going to be 10 times bigger, the hundreds. Then we have our first comma, and we go to the thousands. And now we start repeating with 10,000s, 100,000s. 1 million, 10 millions, 100 millions. If we went to the billions now, we could then have a box for billions, 10 billions, 100 billions. If I wanted to go one step further, it would be trillions, and I'd go trillions, 10 trillions, 100 trillions. You can see the columns kind of repeat with a ones, in the first, tens in the middle, and the hundreds in that third column in the period. So let's take a look at a number. So we have this large number here. If I want to look at that number, the different values of it, I would take these individual numbers and move them into their place value column. I would take my 8 here. There's a 1. That 1 is in the tens. That means I have 1 10. I have 8 ones. I have 1 10. I have 2 hundreds. So if we're talking about money, I'd have 8 $1 bills, 1 $10 bill, 2 $100 bills. The comma tells me I'm moving into my thousands, 6 thousands, 4 10,000s, 900 thousands, 0 millions, and 50 10 millions. When I read my numbers, I pause to say the period at the comma. So here's where I pause to say million. Here I would pause to say thousand. And I read these numbers just like they'd be regular numbers. So I have 50 million, 946,218. Notice there's no and. We'll talk about ands in the next unit, but an and, if I say that in the number, signifies a decimal point. Let's look at another number, do the same type of thing here. I would have 4 ones, 2 tens, 9 hundreds, 6 thousands, 5 10,000s, 7 100,000s, 3 millions, 3 10 millions, 7 100 millions. So this big old long number, once again, this comma is million, and this one is thousand, I'm going to read these numbers just as a regular number. 733 million. 756,924. So you see, being able to read the number helps you identify the place values as well. There, it's 3, which is in the tens million. That'd be a 30 million. A 3 in a tens column would be 30. Let's look at another number here. Now I have no columns to sort these into. We're going to look at this without a column. Once again, I know I have my ones, my tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s. If you needed to do that, you can kind of look at it right there like that. If I wanted to know where the 9 was at. Now let's look at a number here and try to pick out the place value of a single digit. For example, if I wanted to know what is the place value of the 7, one way to look at this would just be to have the number written out and put a 1 underneath that number. And for all the numbers behind it, fill in with zeros. So that 7 is in the 10,000 place value. That's 7 10,000s. I have 7 and 10,000s. Now think about it as multiplication. When 7 is in the 10,000s place value column. That means I have 7 10,000s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more. 7 10,000s, or 70,000. If you added all those up, that'd be 70,000. Or if you took 10,000 times the 7, that would give you 70,000. The 7 is in the 10,000s column. Let's look at another number. Look at the 3, or let's look at the 5 here. Can you think on your own here before I show what's the place value of the 5? Doing it the same way. Put a 1 on the 5. Throw zeros in for all my other numbers. I end up with this: 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. The first column is 1,000. I know the second column is 1,000,000. So it's 1 million. 1 million is where the 5's at. 5 is in the 1 million place value column. Let's try the 0. Where's the 0 at? Well, the 0 is in the put the 1 or the 0, 100,000. First comma is 1,000. It's in the 100,000 place value. So I have 0 100,000s in that number. So we're getting another number here. Really big. Let's look at this 4 here. Right? What's the place value of the 4? Same thing, if you want to know the place value of it, the easiest way is to take the number, put a 1 underneath of it, fill in with zeros, look at your commas. First column, comma is 1,000. Second one is 1,000,000. third one is then a billion. So that's 10 billion. 4 is in the 10 billion place value. As you get used to the place value columns, you will not even have to write the zeros, the 1 and 0 underneath, because you know, okay, this is thousand, this is million, this is billion, so I'm looking in the billions, and I always know that this is just regular 1, 10, 100. So that's in the 10 billion. The 3 is in the 100 billion. The 8 is in the 1 billion, or just billion. I'll look over here. The 6 is in the 100,000. The 8 is in the 10,000. The 3 is in the 1, just single thousand place value. So as you get better with your numbers, you wouldn't even have to write a 1 or anything number and add zeros behind it, because you always know that the first number in the period is in the ones, the second number in the period, that's between the commas, is in the tens, and the third number in the period is in the hundreds place value.